YouTube is full of videos of people repairing eyeglasses like this in perfectly lit conditions, presumably wearing glasses that actually work. I'm going to show you how to very quickly fix these as an emergency measure using nothing but tape and scissors while also being blind because I can't see a thing. So that's why I'll be videoing each step after I complete it, because it's hard enough to do this while not being able to see. It's hard to get this lined up very well while trying to just wrap it in tape. So I recommend you take just a little piece and then fold it over. You take a piece of tape and you just gently place it so that you can wrap it, but you don't want to get too much thickness here. At this step, the glasses are roughly attached, but they're very floppy. Make sure to get the alignment right. So I've marked off on this piece of tape the profile of the glasses. This is the critical step. You have to just very gently place it on the edge here so that the tape is right on the edge of the glasses. And then you gently fold this part over, and it forms a sort of shear wall that reduces twisting force the same way you stabilize a building laterally. You're stabilizing these glasses laterally, because no amount of tape is ever going to make that joint solid. Before you squish it down, you want to make sure to get the alignment right, because otherwise it's going to really be floppy when you put it on. Not that it'll move, but it'll feel droopy. So now we have this protruding up slightly. Placed another piece of tape on it that doesn't conform to the eyeglasses profile, because that's the hard part. So it's just a straight piece of tape on the top to double the thickness, which will make it move less. Now I've wrapped a piece of tape like this, but thinner, around the bottom to tie this back into the structure, as you can see here. And that results in something that is actually relatively rigid. It moves a little bit, but depending on how well you've done this, this should be wearable and should last you long enough to at least get the supplies to repair them properly or buy a new pair of glasses. Except painter's tape is the easiest to work with for this repair. But if you do it out of a packing tape, it looks a lot better. Alright, so I managed to make this again with packing tape, and the packing tape is vastly harder to work with than the painter's tape. What I actually did is I placed the piece of tape that I cut to the profile of the glasses first, and that seemed to help a little bit. I recommend you try this with a painter's tape before you go to the packing tape version, because this is tricky to get it to stick to the plastic, so you need to be more precise. But it's much less noticeable to do this in the clear packing tape versus the painter's tape. And these are actually pretty solid. You wouldn't want to have this be a long-term repair, but it's enough to say get the glasses stuck to your head so you can go drive to get the supplies you need to fix it properly. I really hope this helped, because a lot of YouTubers seem to think that you want to do it properly and have all the tools already and all of the supplies already, whereas sometimes you just need a desperation fix to get you going.